Section 1, Introduction to Residential Financing. AZ Residential Financing. Welcome to residential financing in today's Arizona market. Welcome to the course. Have you ever heard someone say, the house didn't kill the deal, the financing did? If you've been in real estate for any length of time, you've probably experienced exactly that. The buyers loved the home, the inspections went well, and everyone was looking forward to closing day. Then something happened with the financing. Maybe the appraisal came in low. Perhaps the buyer changed jobs, purchased a new vehicle, or the lender requested additional documentation that delayed loan approval. Suddenly, what seemed like a smooth transaction became stressful for everyone involved. That is why every Arizona real estate professional should have a solid understanding of residential financing. Now, before we go any further, let's clear up one common misconception. This course is not designed to teach you how to become a lender. You are not expected to calculate debt-to-income ratios, determine whether someone qualifies for a loan, or recommend one financing program over another. Those responsibilities belong to a licensed mortgage professional. Your role is different. As a real estate professional, your responsibility is to understand the financing process well enough to educate your clients, communicate effectively with lenders, recognize potential problems before they become contract issues, and help guide the transaction from contract to closing. Think about the Arizona residential resale real estate purchase contract. One of the first things you discuss with your buyer is financing. Is the buyer obtaining a loan? Have they spoken with a lender? Do they have a pre-approval? The answers to those questions help determine how the offer is written and how the transaction moves forward. Financing affects much more than simply obtaining a loan. It influences contract timelines, appraisal deadlines, loan approval dates, closing costs, and ultimately, whether the buyer is able to perform under the contract. Understanding the financing process also helps protect the public. Buyers often look to their real estate professional for guidance during one of the largest financial decisions of their lives. While you should never provide mortgage advice, understanding the process allows you to ask better questions, identify potential concerns early, and encourage your clients to work closely with their lender throughout the transaction. Arizona broker tip. One of the easiest ways to prevent financing problems is to encourage buyers to speak with a lender before they begin looking at homes. Buyers who understand their budget and financing options are generally better prepared to write stronger offers and are less likely to experience surprises after going under contract. Real-world example. Michael and Jennifer were excited to begin shopping for their first home. Before viewing properties, their real estate agent recommended they meet with a local lender to obtain a pre-approval. During that meeting, they discovered they qualified for more financing than they expected. But they also learned that purchasing a new vehicle before closing could affect their loan approval. Several weeks later, after their offer was accepted, Michael considered buying a new truck. Because of the conversation they had with their lender, he decided to wait until after closing. That simple decision helped avoid unnecessary underwriting issues and allowed the transaction to close on time. Sometimes the best way to solve a financing problem is to prevent it from happening in the first place. Throughout this course, you'll learn how financing works, from the initial conversation with the lender through the final closing. More importantly, you'll see how financing decisions directly affect the Arizona purchase contract and why understanding the financing process makes you a better real estate professional. Let's begin by exploring the major loan programs used in today's Arizona residential market. Contract law connection. Residential financing is much more than obtaining a loan. It directly affects the Arizona residential resale real estate purchase contract by influencing financing contingencies, appraisal requirements, contract deadlines, and the buyer's ability to successfully perform under the contract. A real estate professional who understands the financing process is better prepared to protect the public, manage expectations, and help guide the transaction to a successful closing. Online discussion. Question 1. Why should an Arizona real estate professional understand the financing process even though they are not a lender? Answer. Understanding the financing process allows the agent to educate clients, recognize potential problems early, communicate effectively with lenders, and help manage contract deadlines without providing mortgage advice. Question 2. Why is it important for buyers to speak with a lender before they begin shopping for homes? Meeting with a lender early helps buyers understand their budget, financing options, and any issues that could affect loan approval before they become involved in a purchase contract. Question 3. How does residential financing relate to contract law? Answer. Financing affects financing contingencies, appraisal requirements, contract timelines, and the buyer's ability to perform under the Arizona Residential Resale Real Estate Purchase Contract. Understanding financing helps reduce contract disputes and supports a successful closing.